Yeah.
The final piece of this that I want to get to is the digital marketing stuff.
Let's get right in. I'm
Let's
so
get
excited.
right into it. So, how did you fall in love with digital marketing? Where did you work before? And why are you one of the crazy ones who decided to start their own agency?
Okay, three full questions. Great. The first one, like I said, it was like just always interested in marketing. I went to summer schools, saw the agency world. Again,
Wait. When you say saw the agency world, how did you see the agency world?
we had a little field trip, part of the program, and we went to I don't remember. Oh my God, I don't remember the agency. I remember it was in New York, and I can't. I don't want to even say something wrong, but it was like obviously it was Manhattan, and it was I don't want to say maybe Rockefeller Center. I
Okay.
I don't want to like say something that isn't true, but it was like in the middle of like Manhattan, and it was like this major agency. It had many many floors, and it had like rooms with like whiteboards and like brainstorming rooms and breakout rooms and all these things. And
Whoa.
yeah, it was like a big one. It
So
was like a
you
big
could like see this was a place where ideas were being born and people were actually bringing them to
yes.
life.
Yes, I was like, they're creating something. And I loved like the multiple personalities. I loved like people dressing chill. Like I just never saw myself like behind a cubicle with like a suit or anything like that.
Yeah.
Nothing super formal. So a free environment, or at least that had the perception of being free. Cause then I later worked at agencies, and that's kind of, my path. So that's how it started. I know it's super weird, but I used to watch America's Next Top Model, and they used to do a lot of commercials for like CoverGirl and
Yeah.
Maybelline and brands like that. And so I remember me at literally 10 years old building my own commercials and
What?
creating my own products, like
What?
just at home. I would like create I had like this
That is
notebook and
so
like
cool.
yeah, and I would like sit my mom down and be like, "Mom, okay, this is my product, and this is what it's gonna say. This
That's
is the
cool.
slogan. This is the colors." Like I was just like picture the entire thing. So obviously the passion was there, and I always had this idea that I hated the way that marketers were always like selling like lust and physical appearance and things
Yeah.
like that. And I always had fallen in love with commercials like Coca-Cola or Extra, the
Yeah.
gum that was like falling in love. Everything that had to do more with emotions and realness and family and better values for society, because I do believe like media has a heavy impact on
Yeah.
society.
It
So I was
does.
like, yeah. And so for me, it was like, okay, I love marketing. I hate a huge aspect of marketing. So how can I be part of building a more mindful part of marketing, right? A
Okay.
more mindful approach to marketing.
All right.
Uh, yeah, and that's kind of my journey. I worked at Reebok. I worked at uh in the communications department of like an insurance company, which I hated.
Yeah.
I worked at multiple agencies, and I just started defying like a lot of the things that I just didn't like, and obviously keeping a lot of the things that I did like. Like, for example, I did not like that the attention wasn't very intentional for clients. I didn't like that it wasn't really about the clients, but rather more about the money. I didn't like that people cared more about um just the task at hand, and like they didn't care about the employees and their work life balance, or even to fulfill the job to the best of the abilities,
Mm.
and being able to say, you know what, client X, I can't fulfill that need right now. We're at capacity with XYZ, but we're gonna get it back to you in, I don't know, 2 more days, but it's gonna be the best quality.
Yeah.
I much rather have that approach and tell my client, you know
Mm.
what, I understand, but in order for me to give you the best work possible, let's wait. Let's hold off 2 days, or whatever it may be. Instead of like overworking your employees and pushing out just to push out work. And so that for me was like, okay, I don't like this. I don't believe in this, and I
Yeah.
don't want this for me. And during COVID, of course, popular COVID, they said that if you didn't become an entrepreneur during COVID, it's not within you. But it's like there was nothing else to do.
That is so
So,
true, though. That is.
I mean, yeah, there was nothing else to do. And during COVID, I was like, naturally, there were like a lot of brands, small brands, of people I knew, or just they came up to me for different ways, and they needed a little bit of help in the PR and digital marketing front. And I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I already do that. I
Yeah.
definitely can help you.
Yeah.
So it started off like super, super freelancy, super not thinking it would become
Super
anything.
informal, just like, let me help a brother
Informal.
out. I'm just gonna help a
Yeah, it
sister
was like,
out. I'm just gonna, yeah.
yeah, I'll do that for $200 for
Yeah.
sure, like, no worries. And, obviously, one thing led to another, and here we are today.
Awesome.
It just kinda
Awesome.
escalated. My company, the agency found out, which I didn't even know was against policy,
Yeah.
and they fired me, and I had already this going, so I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll just roll with it."
That's awesome. So you basically were
Oh,
working
sorry,
at the job.
sorry,
Yeah.
Devin. That is life happening for me.
That's
That's
true. That is
let's just
true.
say.
Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. If you want to see the full interview, make sure you click over here on this video to watch the whole thing. I've also included Gabriela's contact details down below, and there's some resources there for you if you want to learn digital marketing as well. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.